Hey everyone, this is Player 1.
And this is Player 2.
And we're back with BRG 2.0.
2.0.
2.0, yeah. So we've been gone a little bit. Stuff's in our lives has changed and we've been just kind of busy. But we're finally going to come back, and this time we're coming back
hitting it hard.
With a vengeance. Like the good old days. So we're starting right away with one of my favorite videos, which is Black Friday pickups.
Yes. And we've been actually talking about coming back for a while. And there's a lot of things that came in between. There's a lot of anger that we had for the industry.
Yeah, we missed out on some ridiculous news.
But for tonight, this is all for you. And this is our Black Friday pickups. So, my first selection, I wanted to hit hard and hit fast. So I'm going to start with the Switch.
Let's hear it.
During the break, I got a Switch. And I've been wanting to get a Switch for a while. If you've been watching the videos, I hate it and I love it. I love it because I love portable systems like the Vita, the PSP, and the Switch to a certain extent, but I hate a lot of the dirty practices with Nintendo and their saves online and all that. But I dove in and I bought a Switch and I got some games. Now, I do have some Switch games before this, so I wanted to add to my collection. Now, I'll start from left to right. Undertale. I've heard a lot of good things about this game. I do like the art style. I do like the craziness as far as the creativity behind the battles and so forth. So I wanted to give it a try. Next up is Mega Man X and X2. I'm a huge Mega Man fan. To the extent that I still have the original Mega Man cartridges, and this is a no-brainer for me because, again,
I'll give you a little bit of spoiler. I got it too, but I didn't get. Do you know you have to download the second one on the Switch?
Yes, this is the thing that I kind of don't like. It's the love and hate relationship with the Switch, is because some of them you do have to download. You might get the first part, but the second part it'll be a download, and that kind of angers me because it could all fit on the Switch cartridge. Whether it be a Nintendo tax or whether it be the developers
Plus,
not wanting.
Mega Man, dude. Those are not big games.
Yeah, these are not multiple gig games.
Yeah.
This could fit in a memory card, a small little memory card.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I dove into it, and I should tell you guys, after I'm done with this, I'll tell you the prices that I got it for. But yeah, so I got Mega Man X and X2. I can't wait to play it because I now that I have a Switch and I have a portable system that I can get these games, these legacy games, I'm gonna enjoy it all the time. Shining Resonance, this was actually recommended by Player 1. I saw some of the videos. I'm very intrigued. I love RPGs, especially on the go. So I'm going to give it a try.
Pretty much for me, it's like if an RPG is okay or pretty good, worth playing, on the go, automatically it goes up even more.
Oh, yeah.
At least 2 more points for it.
And this is
fun. And you have the ability to play wherever you want.
And this is a thing to you, PlayStation, Sony. Get your act together. Get a portable system and make it so that every RPG goes there.
And let's be very clear about this. Make a portable system. Do not make proprietary memory cards. That's a bad idea.
Yeah, I agree.
But I agree. What do you got?
And let me save my saves on the cartridge.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That thing about not the cartridge system, but that thing about the Nintendo Switch saves, that's just holding your saves hostage, man.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous.
It is. But moving on, I got LA Noire. I don't like the whole download thing,
how many gigs is it?
I don't know. I think it's like about 14, 15.
Check it up, yeah.
But I love LA Noire. I've been wanting to play it for a while. I never really finished it. I played it for a little bit back in the day, and I've always said that I wanted to go back to it because I love the whole atmosphere and I like the actual gameplay mechanics involved in it. Plus, there's some beautiful voice work on this game. Like, to this day, a lot of the facial movements and some of the capturing that they did even surpasses some of the games today.
Yeah, I mean, the graphics may not be there, but definitely the way they capture the faces, you can see the emotions. Yeah. It was well done.
It is very well done. So I got it, and now that I can play it on the go, I'm extremely excited. I can't wait to open these. So
got some good games there, man.
Yeah, and so I guess I'll leave it to Player 1 to tell you his catch.
All right, so here's 4 games, and we're gonna jump around a little bit. Here are 4 PS4 games I picked up.
Ooh,
they were all on sale in Best Buy.
Oh, I almost forgot. Undertale, I got it for 20 in Best Buy. The LA Noire, I got it for 10. Mega Man, I got it for 15. And the Shining Resonance, I got it for 25. So just to let you guys know, we've been shopping around in Black Friday, so
yeah, and if you keep your eyes out, you can find some good deals. Sometimes mistakes happen, which is how I got Mega Man. I'll tell you about that in a second. But so these are 4 PS4 games, and I brought this up because of Mega Man. I almost got it on the Switch, and I actually was really excited to get it on the Switch till I read the front cover and it said that you had to download the second game. And I wouldn't mind so much, but again, if we get back to the whole system thing, if I download it to a system, it's locked to that account. What if something happens? What if I lose that Switch? I'm screwed. So I'm not going to deal with that, and so I went for the PS4
I'll
version.
be honest, this was actually my first choice, but I got it for 15, and at the time they didn't have at the store this one for 15. They only had the Switch, and I chose to go with that. But I will tell you, I will get the rest of the collections on a physical, because I'm a huge proponent for physical.
Yeah,
I love physical.
There's no reason not to have physical.
It's exactly
not any
true.
practical reason.
No,
not down
there's
the
not.
line as a collector, definitely.
It's not even a collector thing. It's just, if you look at everything from a point of view of having to play, wanting to play your games years later down the line, I mean, that's the only way to go.
Yeah, I agree. So that's Mega Man X, and I've been dying to get this collection. I just wanted it to be a little cheaper because I also don't like the games that Capcom's playing. They don't need to re-releasing these on set. I think there's 2 Blu-rays in here, if I'm not mistaken. Listen, it's not
What
one
a waste of
Blu-ray.
money.
Yeah, that's just games to make you pay more. I also picked up Burnout Paradise Remastered. This was $10. This was not even on my radar because I'm a fan of the old Burnout games like Burnout Revenge, and even on the 360 especially, that was one of my favorites. Burnout Paradise was not one of my favorite Burnouts, but you know, I looked online at some reviews, and supposedly it's kind of reworked and it works a little bit better. And for $10, I figured, hey, I never got around to playing too much of Burnout Paradise, so I might as well try it. That's kind of why I picked it up. It's not the one I would recommend, but it's still a pretty good one, I guess. Then there's Injustice 2. So this is a weird game. I hadn't picked this up yet. I loved Injustice 1. I love this idea of these Mortal Kombat type games where they're fighting games, but they have an actual story. And the Injustice 1 story I thought was awesome. Just the fact that you would get that in a fighting game. So I really wanted to play this, but I hate the fact of how fighting games are today. You cannot buy a fighting game day one anymore. It's just not worth it.
Oh, that's true.
We're just back to this issue because they're always going to keep adding and adding and adding more. So I picked this up for $20, and I don't even think that's a complete edition. I think that's like everything minus one character or something like that. I remember hearing online. It's ridiculous that you can't get a complete game anymore, man.
Well, this is my take on it. This is not the fact. This is not me saying that they go and develop characters afterwards, they sell them, or whatever the case is. I'm not mad at that. I'm mad because the truth is these characters are always developed way beforehand. Right. They know what the DLC is, and they have developed these characters way before that time frame. And it is really nickel and diming everything. If they could, they would even nickel and dime the plastic on these cartridges. I'm sorry, on these boxes.
They do. Isn't that the whole digital thing? They're trying to get you buy the digital for the same price.
Yeah, for the same price as the Ultimate Edition. And also the fact that they start selling these characters in groups, sometimes
and
by one.
Everything's like this, man. That's why I haven't bought Dragon Ball Fighters. I'm not gonna buy games anymore, these fighting games, until they're complete editions. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, but nothing beats Street Fighter.
Oh yeah, Street Fighter. We'll get to that. But that's exactly the kind of thing I don't want to deal with. So whatever, there you go. Detroit Human. This is a game I've been dying to pick up. I wanted to pick it up a while ago. It was a little bit expensive, and so I waited for it now because I knew it was going to be on sale, and it was. It was $20, and I think it's $20 well worth it.
Oh yeah.
I loved Heavy Rain. It wasn't, well, I shouldn't say I loved it. I liked Heavy Rain more of because of the way it's like choose your own adventure. I like that kind of thing. I'm kind of big on that since Mass Effect, even though we know how that ended. But just the idea of how you get to choose your decisions like that. I actually don't like the gameplay of these games too much, by Quantico or whatever they're called. But I enjoy that fact that it's story driven and you can choose it, so that's what I was excited about. I'm also disappointed. I haven't played it. Player 2 played it already. I'm trying not getting spoilers, but I'm disappointed that Kara is not the main character.
Well, this is the thing, guys. If you've been keeping up with the whole production of Detroit Become Human, it was actually a technical slice, if that's what they want to call it. But it was kind of like a small demo of a girl standing in front of a machine, and she's like a robot, and they're kind of taking her apart. First they were building her and then taking her apart because she started thinking like a human. But her name was Caras. If you look it up online, the original video is very, very good. And out of that, they kind of spawned this whole video game. I really liked it. I like the story. I like the characters. However, I was disappointed because again, I wanted to see Kara in the actual.
And the actress, the motion capture is awesome. She's
The
awesome.
actress is beautiful. Not that this guy's story is that bad. I mean, Marcus isn't that bad, but the problem is that it's like you go to see Batman and they kind of throw in the Green Arrow at you. You know what I mean? It's not bad. The Green Arrow has a good story, but you know, you're there for Batman.
Regardless, it's something I really want to pick up because I just love those story type games. Stories where it's at for me.
So next up are the rest of my Switch games. Now there are some other ones that are in the mail, but
Ooh, you got ARMS? How much was that?
I was about to say that. There are some other games I have in the mail that are coming, but this is what I got so far. And I know you guys are probably thinking, what the fuck is he buying that for? I mean, it's an overpriced piece of plastic, but
How much
all
was
in
it?
all,
I just want to know how much it was.
well, I'll tell you this much. It was $35. I didn't buy it. I'm still debating it. It's probably still gonna stay in the plastic until the return period's almost there.
I'll be honest, I want the game.
The reason why I bought it is just because of one thing. I won't lie to you guys. I'm a freaking collector. If I could hoard every single video game in the world, I would. And the whole reason why I bought it is because this game is somehow either in my area or around online sometimes it's hard to get. And I think eventually it'll be maybe like a hidden gem as the years pass by. So that's why I kind of got it. But $35, it's a big amount of money for this piece of shit. But
Some people
I'm
really
debating
like it, man. I know I've been wanting to pick it up. I've seen it. It looks really nice from what I've seen, like the kiosks. But I don't know, man.
Yeah, but you know what? Some people like tickling their ass with a squirrel. But
Yo.
but you know what? That's not how I look at it.
Okay.
It's still too much, but I'll debate it. Let me know in the comment section if you guys will want me to keep it or not, and I'll think about it.
Talking about butts.
Yeah, talking about profanity and butts and everything. South Park the fractured but whole. Yeah, it was $17 in Walmart, so I wanted to get it. I've been wanting to get it for a while because I think that their games are very, very good. I mean, I like the whole creativeness as far as the gameplay and also it feels like you're actually playing the cartoon. It just feels
I agree.
Like
it's one of those things where the RPG elements are okay, but more than anything, it's like you're living through a cartoon, which is cool. I didn't grow up watching South Park too much, but I know about it, and it's interesting to see how well they capture the world in the game. You know?
Yeah. So
and if you haven't seen, have you you haven't played it yet?
no, I have not played it. I'm
Alright,
going
when
in
you get to it-
like a virgin.
Check the difficulty setting. It'll crack you up.
Oh,
That cracked me up.
I saw that. That's
Oh, you
what
saw it
made me
already?
want to buy it.
Alright,
Because
that
of
cracked me up,
difficulties.
man.
If you guys don't know what I'm talking about,
Look it
go
up.
look it up on YouTube and look at the difficulty setting.
Yeah.
You will laugh your ass off.
Only because it's like, again, that they're like no holds bar. They're really going at the humor, which I think is cool. It's cool to have a game that's not really worried.
Yeah, I agree. So I bought this one. This is kind of like almost at this level of crappiness, but at the same time, it's like a mix between Minecraft and a little bit of adventure, but it had potential. For $10, it's a game that I'll play. Yeah, exactly. We could play it together, but it's somewhat fun. It is a little bit short, I will agree, but what was cool about it is that I did like the fact that it's kind of like Minecraft, but they added bosses, and that was cool.
Man, how hard is it to actually create? Everybody loves Minecraft. Everybody loves RPG stories. How hard is it to create an RPG with the Minecraft element? We have that Dragon Quest Builders that did it, but they didn't do a good job.
No, they didn't.
How hard is it to really do that?
It was mostly a fetch quest for me as far as I played it. This one is kind of similar. You have a goal and then you go through these portals. Once you've completed the task, you go through the portals and you go to the next level and so forth. It's not really like Minecraft in the sense that you build a whole world and so forth, but it is fun. For $10, it's not a bad deal. This one, like I said, I'm still thinking about it, so let me know, guys, if you want me to keep it. If you do, I will. But that's it for my Switch collection.
Alright, so I'll bring out two quick Switch games because you actually had them in yours as well. And you can see I picked them up for $17 also in Walmart, and then the other one in GameStop. It was $10, which I thought was a great price.
Oh, that's a great game.
That's one of the games that I've been wanting to pick up on the Switch also because I also played Lenore, but something happened. I didn't get to finish it, and that was before all the DLC came out. So I thought about getting the game of the year, and it was expensive, and I just said screw it, and I kind of waited. Then when they announced it was a remake of it or a remaster, I was going to pick it up until I heard it was coming for the Switch, and I said, you know what, let me wait for the Switch. But since a lot of the games on the Switch are a little bit expensive, I just waited and got lucky. And so $9.99, $10 for that isn't bad. And obviously we talked about Fractured Butthole already. So.
Yeah, I agree.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we go from best to worst, but it's all about the price and it's all about the games.
Price is important, I think.
Yeah, price is very important, especially when you're buying crappy games. So, great game. The reason why I got it is because I wanted to get the actual DLC with the extra story mission. It's not grand. I mean, it's not where you're like an extended or like an expansion pack like you have with The Witcher 3, but I bought it for $10 in GameStop, and I thought it was okay. I thought it was a good deal, and I wanted to just dive right back into the world because I think this game is fantastic. It is one of those, if you underappreciated games, maybe one of those games that Sony thought wasn't going to be so big, but it ended up being big. This is a must play for anybody who has a PS4.
Yeah, I agree about that. Not only is it beautiful as a game, but Player 2 loved it from the beginning.
I loved it.
He had been hyping me up for it for like 2 E3s or whatever, however long they were doing that marketing cycle. But I wasn't that into it. I even played a little bit of it and I was like, okay. And he kept pushing me. And then I just absolutely loved it. It was one of my favorite games of 2017. I just absolutely loved it.
Better than Zelda. And yes, I know I'm going to probably receive flack for it. I'm a huge Zelda freak.
Breath of the Wild?
Still, in my eyes, a 7 out of 10.
No, but I mean, better than Zelda Breath of the Wild is what you're talking about?
Yes. This game is better than Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, I agree.
There's a lot of issues with Breath of the Wild, and I won't go into them here, but if you guys want to know, I'll leave it in the comment section. Going on, this, I don't even know how to describe this. I mean, I love Final Fantasy, but this, in my eyes, is not Final Fantasy. But nonetheless, I bought it for $10. They had a...
You got it for 10?
Yes. If you guys don't know, Best Buy had an issue.
Yeah,
and for one night, actually for a couple minutes in the night, their games were like weirdly priced.
Yeah, everything was like 10 or 15 bucks.
Yeah, some of them were $5. Yeah. So I ended up getting it and it shipped out, so I'm happy. But I'm still disappointed because this game never really has a true ending, and there's a lot of elements that are missing. But for $10, I'll play it, I'll give it a chance. Enough said. So going on, Monster Hunter World. Wow, what can I say about Monster Hunter World? It's Monster Hunter World.
I mean, nice.
Yeah, it looks nice. Anyway, I'm just kidding, but I like Monster Hunter. I've been wanting to play it for a while. This is one of those games that I kind of was watching Black Friday. I saw it for 25, then I saw it for 20, then I saw it for 15, and that's when I decided to pull the trigger and get it. So it says it's a 9.5 out of 10. Should I really go by the sticker? Nah.
I wouldn't say that.
So,
well, I don't know about the game. I'm just saying I wouldn't go by those stickers.
No, I wouldn't go by the sticker either. But it's a fun game. I do like the upgraded graphics. I'm not expecting like the Servant of storylines because it's not really about that. But it's a fun, casual game that I'll probably throw into my PS4 and play it once in a while. I can't wait for a sequel. I wish they really put in a lot of effort into making like a campaign out of it, because I think there's potential. Though I think that it's gonna get killed by the new Monster Hunter movie that's gonna come out.
Oh jeez, by that, what's that guy's name?
Paul Anderson.
Oh man.
Yeah, he killed Resident Evil. Yeah. So moving on, Far Cry 5. I got it on the cheap in Best Buy, and I was kind of on the fence on this one because I've noticed that the Far Cry series has kind of gone down very quickly. However, I was intrigued of the story of the whole cult thing and you being I guess it's you're either an agent or law enforcement or a sheriff. Yeah, that goes out and tries to stop. So I like some of the aspects of that, and also the fact that it's an open world with modern day rifles and guns and stuff like that, and you go around and trying to free the towns. So I want to give it a chance. I'm still on the fence about it because it is, I did get it for about 20 bucks, so I'm on the fence, and it is Ubisoft, you know, but it is what it is. I'll probably end up keeping it, and playing it.
I often feel that way with Ubisoft games. I never quite know where their value is at.
I definitely feel that way with Ubisoft and definitely with EA.
All right, so here are four. To the left. Here are 4 PS4 games that I picked up. 2 of them are Black Friday. Actually, these 2 are just a little bit before Black Friday, earlier in November. Got this for $15 before my Gamers Club, rest in peace, expired. My Best Buy Gamers Club. Got it for 15. I decided to finally get it because I hadn't picked it up, and I know it's not the greatest remaster, but I never actually got to play much of these games back in the day on the PS2.
I actually saw the I guess you could call it anime/cartoon back in the day.
Oh, I never saw that.
So I enjoyed it. Of course, it's not these characters, but I did like it at the time. I was young.
Yeah, if you're not familiar with it, it basically is a premise very similar to Sword Art Online.
Yes.
It's probably a little bit more sophisticated than Sword Art Online, I think. But that's something I kind of just been wanting to play through, maybe little by little. I think it includes all 3 parts, plus a little bit of an extra kind of story. Now, this is a game that's interesting, too. I've been wanting to pick this game up. I wanted to pick it up cheaper because it's kind of like a Dynasty Warrior type game. But I'm always looking for the story. That's kind of what I'm about in games.
I love the story. That's what keeps me in a game.
Exactly, because after a while the gameplay just repeats, unless it's absolutely amazing gameplay, which can sometimes happen. But usually, especially with a Dynasty Warrior game, it's not the case. But I heard this had a story. There's actually another one coming out soon, so I just wanted to pick it up, and I picked it up for cheap, $20, and I was like, you know what, it's about time, so I got it. Now we'll get to these 2. I picked up the game for $15, so I'm kind of kicking myself now because maybe that was a little too much. But whatever, it's the Royal Edition. No, it is not the complete edition if you don't know that. There's still, they recently canceled a lot of the DLC. There's still 2 DLCs coming out next year. Or 1 DLC coming out next year out of the 4.
Well, here's the thing, guys. They had promised that there was still going to be another DLC that provided some other
closure.
I think it was like a final ending.
No, I think an alternate ending.
Yeah, an alternate ending, which is the true ending, and maybe some extra story elements that you can play through and get more of a complete picture. However, I think it was the director that left Square Enix.
The guy who was in charge of it, yeah.
Yeah, the guy who was in charge of it, and now they've decided to cancel everything.
That game is a mess, man. It's just a fact.
It is.
It's a mess.
It's got assets from like third-party companies, and it's got a lot of issues. I wish they would have kept the original story of Versus, but it is what it is.
I will say this. I've been playing it. So I opened it already. I've been playing. I have about 10 hours in. I'm enjoying it if you understand. Do not call it Final Fantasy and do not think of it as a huge RPG. The story itself is okay. I like it, but only, and this is the crappy part, you have to watch the anime, you have to watch Kingslave, you have to be on top of the lore to kind of get it, which is a mistake. You shouldn't have to do all that. But either way, I kind of like the story. I can see the potential. The actual side quests are garbage. Those are just to fill in the space. But every time I just kind of want to chill. It gives me, honestly, it reminds me of Breath of the Wild. It's kind of just something you play just to chill a little bit and doesn't really have any weight to it, to your actions necessarily of what's going on in the story. But you just kind of chill and relax. I would say for $10-15, hey, it's kind of a game to play.
I agree. I'd have to agree with that. I mean,
and it looks pretty good.
It is what it is. Don't expect, the best Final Fantasy. Those are long gone.
People forget. They keep thinking about the Final Fantasies. There hasn't been a good one since what? 9?
I think 9.
Yeah. After that, some came out that were okay, but they haven't been all that great. Whatever though. Here's Resident Evil 7, the Gold Edition. I actually never picked Resident Evil 7 up. It didn't interest me. I didn't want a PT wannabe, which is what it was trying to do. I don't blame them for the marketing technique, but I think that was a very big mistake. It is not a Resident Evil 7 game. I now have been playing it, and I completely agree with my statement. It's not a Resident Evil game. It's a wannabe Silent Hill game. At least in the beginning, I'm about, 6 hours in, something like that. So I'm probably close to the halfway point, if not already there. And yeah, it's okay. It's a cool spooky game. I enjoy it. It's actually, I think, a great game. It's not a Resident Evil game though. They just tried to capitalize on the fact that there wasn't a Silent Hill, that whole PT fiasco, and that's really what it's about.
My whole, my whole thing with this Resident Evil game is, I agree with your statement. It's not a Resident Evil game. Yes, it does expand. They kind of use that as a gimmick, but it's not a Resident Evil game, and Resident Evil has kind of been going downhill for a while.
You're right. It's hard to say what's a Resident Evil game. I don't even think they know anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's what I think. And I don't like the whole story with Chris at the end.
That's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
Spoiler, though.
Oh, my bad. That's a DLC, guys.
Yeah,
you're not missing
DLC.
much. It's not.
Also, sorry to interrupt you. By the way, that gold edition does not include the Chris episode. You still have to download, which really sucks. It's a free episode, but the fact that it's not on the disc sucks. But just
Yeah,
so you know.
yeah. Again, downloads, digital. Anyway, moving on. I've got Zone of Endors, Nile, Pokemon Ultra Moon, and some Gundam markers.
Oh snap!
If you know me, you know that I love Gundams, and so this is just adding not to my collection, but basically to my repertoire of tools when it comes to Gundams. If you have a Gundam, you need Gundam markers and you need Gundam paint.
I remember back in the day, you'd have to do it with a permanent marker. Now I like these.
I used to do it because back in the day, the internet wasn't as big as it is now, so you either knew somebody or you go to the local comic shop and get ripped off, or the anime shop. But anyway, if you like to build Gundams, you're gonna need markers and you're gonna need paint. So this is the way to go. You can find them cheap on Amazon, sometimes for about $10. It takes some time because they do come from Japan, as you can see in the lettering here. But they're very good and they last.
Cool.
And if you want those fine, I would say if you want those good lines, besides the actual ink that they sell, the markers are the way to go. Moving on, Pokemon Ultra Moon. This was actually, I believe, $20 on Black Friday, and I ended up picking it up. I didn't have it. I didn't have the Pokemon Moon, and so I decided to go with the Ultra Moon. I always love Pokemon games. I think they're great and they're fun to play. Enough said. I mean, Nile. I've been wanting to pick this one up for a long time.
Enjoy it because you're a big Bloodborne fan.
I'm gonna enjoy it. I love Dark Souls. I love the lore. I love Bloodborne. Nile. I think it's a great game because I like the how would you say, the art behind it, the whole samurai and / Dark Souls wannabe. But this, I actually wanted it for PC. It never really came out the complete edition for PC, so
it did. It's out. It's out. But
I'm sorry,
yeah,
not.
It's a PS4 one.
I'm sorry. I'm getting confused. The PC did have the complete, but the PS4 didn't have it, so I chose this one.
I think it was only digital, which again really sucks. Why isn't there a complete on disc?
Exactly. Zone of Endors. I originally liked the Zone of Endors that first came out by, I think it was Hideo Kojima that first had the first one. It was garbage, but I liked it at the time. I was a kid and I was playing it. I wanted to get the new VR because the VR version because I may eventually buy a VR headset just to play around with it when it's on the cheap. Right now it's still too much for a VR headset, so I'll keep it there. Plus, it allows me to play some of the other games. And
yeah, it's a collection basically.
Yeah.
But you can play it in 4K, you know, so that's kind of the thing.
4K. So,
Alright, so I guess I'll show some 3DS games and show Pokemon. So we often, as you can imagine, we're awfully texting each other and talking to each other all the time about the games we're getting. So when I heard that he was getting Pokemon Ultra Moon, I ended up getting Pokemon Ultra Sun because why not? So we can kind of trade Pokemon battle and that sort of thing. And it was $20 in Best Buy. It's not the greatest price. I would have loved to get it for 10, but let's be honest, Pokemon games don't seem to go cheap. They just don't. And so I hadn't picked up a Pokemon game since I think Alpha Sapphire. No, I forgot which one. The one that came after.
Is it Ruby?
I don't remember, but it was before Sun and Moon for sure. So I just picked it up. I heard that there's a little bit of a better story, which for Pokemon is kind of like nothing. But so there you go. There's a couple other games that I did. I got into the buy to get one free in GameStop. I've been waiting for that buy to get one free because that's usually the place to pick stuff up. And you know, we're friends with some of the employees at GameStop, and we're hearing how they're quite literally destroying games. Managers are telling them, just grab this and this certain amount of weak games and go destroy them.
I'll stop you right there because I do want to put my 2 cents on that. Yes, we have been hearing that locally they're trying to get rid of a lot of last gen games like the 360 and PS3. And guys, a lot of people buy them, but a lot of people don't. Don't think that they're just buying them. They're actually destroying them.
Right.
Because if you go online, you can see plenty of videos on that. You can also see, or even if you ask, maybe your local GameStop is doing that. We found that out, and we think it's a travesty.
Yeah, it's sad, and the worst part is, and you might take them free. It's like, I get them, but frankly, they're overpriced for the games you're buying. They've really overpriced them now more than ever before. So it's like you're stuck either paying more or just knowing that if you don't get them now, you're gonna have a hard time getting them later.
Yeah.
Because think about all this merchandise that they're destroying. Things that you as a collector could maybe get in a yard sale or something. They're literally destroying it. It's sad.
And it is bad because, again, these are games that if they will sell them a little bit cheaper, they could sell out or even donate them. But at the same time, I feel that GameStop is kind of like a bad relationship. You don't want it, but at the same time, they're the only place that you can sometimes get a buy two get one free and get some pretty good deals.
Cheaper sometimes, and unfortunately, going to like a collector or one of these like comms or something. But alright, so some more E-Train Odyssey 4. We wanted to pick it up. I like the E-Train Odyssey series. I like the whole drawing your own map thing, so I picked it up. Radiant Historia. This is a cool remake of the old game, and supposedly it's pretty good as a remake. That's kind of when I wanted to get it. I never got around to beating it back in the day, so I was like, hey, you know what? Let me pick it up. Stellar Glow. I don't know much about that. I know it's an RPG. I don't expect much from it. Maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised, but again, I wanted to pick up these 3DS RPGs. This is something I was extremely excited about.
This is exactly I bought it too, and let me tell you, this is the jewel.
Yeah, and actually, if you want to check out our channel, there's a review of the original Strange Journey. This is Strange Journey Redux, which is basically a remake with a little bit of an extra content, an extra dungeon that they add. They added some anime cutscenes and voiceover. It's awesome. Like always, I love when they add these anime cutscenes at the beginning of RPGs because they look really nice. But Strange Journey is something you have to play. And if you watch my review, you'll see a little bit of how I talk that, honestly, it's a tough game. And for me, anyway, at the time, it was my first Shin Megami Tensei game, and it required a lot of grinding. More than I would have liked, honestly, to deal with. And I got to a point where getting through it was a chore at the end, just because I had to grind and grind and grind, even though I love the story. And honestly, I think out of all the Shin Megami Tensei games, it's probably the most unique, because it's the only one that's sci-fi related. All these other ones are kind of, they're about demons and or like Persona, more about the high school, the simulation, all that. But this is the one that's really about the sci-fi story. That's really cool.
It is very good. If you guys don't know, I'll give you a quick picture of it. Basically, there's like I guess you could call it like a portal, right?
Yeah. It's
like a portal that's opening and expanding. But inside there's cities that kind of look like human cities, but there are demons in there.
Yeah.
Now these guys go, I won't spoil too much, but there's a lot of hidden story. These guys go to kind of investigate and also do secret missions.
Yeah, because the whole idea is the portal, I think they call it the Schwartz or something like that. It's expanding, and as it expands, it's destroying the world. Yeah, and so it's expanding from Antarctica, I think it was, and they know, and they're freaking out, the governments, because they're like, what are we going to do? And they send this team in.
Yeah, and then they go with the latest tech, which allows them to see the demons, because the demons are invisible, and they'll just rip you to pieces. Now, something happens that they're able to see and actually partner up with some of the demons that they have and kind of fight back. Now, there's a lot of secret elements, like other secret squads, secret societies, as
cool
well
stuff.
as
it's a cool story.
Third characters and everything. It's a very cool story. If you want a good playthrough and all that, this is really a good game to get.
Yeah, I highly recommend it. And now it's on the 3DS, so if you didn't get a chance to pick it up on the DS, obviously the expanded version Redux is the way to go.
Now, I know this isn't video game related, but it is a Black Friday.
Oh, you got some cool stuff.
Yes. So, if you guys have been watching the videos, you know that I'm a huge, not just video game collector, but I love a lot of different things like movies and old 80s cartoons. Thundercats. This is the original Thundercats. I got it at a Goodwill. It was $4, the box set for season 1. And I chose to get it because I do have the other seasons. This is one of the seasons that I didn't have, and now that I have it, it's cool to watch it.
That's an old cartoon, man.
Yeah.
This brings back memories.
This is actually another jewel, Exo Squad. I loved it. If you guys don't know the story, it's in the future. It has humans that they have mechs, kind of like this, but well, actually like that.
I had a toy like that as a kid.
Yeah, me too. And they have what's called the Neo Sapiens. The humans had created kind of like a not clones of themselves, but another type of humanoid species, and eventually they revolted and they had a war, and the humans won. They became kind of like a second-class citizen, and in some cases slaves. For all that time, they've been planning to take over Earth and the surrounding solar system. So they finally did it. And Exo Squad basically takes place of the fight to take back Earth. It's a very cool cartoon back in the day. I wish they would have made like a box set with all the episodes. I don't think it was ever done. If it was, please tell me in the comments, because I'm really wanting to keep this, collect this whole series. But anyway, it is a very good series, and I bought it at a Goodwill. These two I got at Walmart. I've always wanted to get the 4 movies for Star Trek. I do have the First Contact, which is to me the best Star Wars. Not Star Wars. Look at me fucking up really bad. I shouldn't even. I don't dare to call this Star Wars. Anyway, it is. First Contact is the best Star Trek movie for me because I love the Borg. Nemesis was actually pretty good, and so was Generations.
Back when Bane was a skinny little kid.
Yeah, that's Bane. But anyway, I love First Contact. I thought that was a great movie, and he directed it.
Yeah,
awesome.
You know, to me, Captain Picard is my favorite captain. Star Trek, for me anyway. I have to agree. I do like Jane. I do like Deep Space Nine.
No, that's a Voyager. I do like Voyager. I do like Deep Space Nine. I forgot his name, but I could only remember Otto. But Deep Space Nine was another good one. I like the original, but anyway, I bought it and I'm gonna watch it. And this is the quadrilogy, yeah, of Aliens, Alien 1, Aliens Part 3 and 4. Covenant and all the other garbage that came afterwards, that's to me is not an Alien movie. That's separate, but I wanted to see the original ones on Blu-ray because I lost 3 and 4, and so now I have it. Cool. They're good movies. Watch them.
My favorite, Aliens 2 is the one that did it for me. That's kind of the one that to me I thought was cool, because seeing the Marines, seeing all that.
We're calling them Aliens 1 and 2, but really they're called Alien and then Aliens. But yes, I do agree with you.
Let me kind of open this up because it doesn't have... Again, some of these are buy together and free, so they don't have covers, so you can see the game. A couple more I picked up. This is a reload, or yeah, reload. It's basically an on-rails kind of target shooter on the Wii. I just picked it up because it was cheap. I needed to get the buy together free for like I think it was $4.99 or $2.99 game, and whatever. It's kind of a little target practice thing. Silent Hill Downpour is a game I've been wanting to pick up. I know it's not a great Silent Hill game, but there are a couple Silent Hill games I haven't picked up yet, because obviously they weren't just that great. They're not the typical or the great Silent Hill like 1 and 2, or 3, but I kind of just wanted to pick it up. I've always wanted to play through them. I like those Silent Hill survival horror type games. Even if they have a little bit more action, I'm okay with that. Uncharted Legacy. I love the Uncharted series. I think it's a great series for what it does. It does right, which is that just the characters. I love how they talk. I love the writing. And so I kind of picked it up as a main series, but hey, you know, it's just one of those things I kind of want to get through, because I really like Chloe. Apart from she's a hottie, she's cool, and I actually I forgot her name, but she was a villain in Uncharted 4. She was cool, so you know, I wanted to play through it. Dragon's Dogma, Dark Risen. I basically got this just because of Player 2.
Yeah,
he pushed me to get in, so I'm gonna try it. It's kind of like it's an RPG. It's not the greatest RPG, but it's kind of cool. Apparently, from what you've showed me, I liked it.
Yeah, it's very good. I liked it. I think that there are some great bosses, and the gameplay's cool. I mean,
for a cheap price,
yeah, for $10, you can't go bad.
Yeah. Talking about Dot Hack.
Yeah, as you can tell, I got it. Now this one, of course, I didn't get at GameStop. I got it at a Goodwill, but it had the manual, it had the game scratch free, and includes.
Does it have the anime?
Yes, it does.
Oh, cool.
And I like the Hack saga, and I've been trying to collect more PS2 games, more of the early gen systems and games like PS2, PS1, NES, Super NES, or like Player One likes to call it the SNES. It's a SNES, by the way, not SNES. I don't recognize that.
Come on, man, SNES is fine.
So I like the game. Enough said, and it's a hidden gem for me, especially with the manual and everything. Going on, Adventures of Tintin. I know it's not great, but I think it's a fun little game, and it was a part of the buy two get one free. As you can tell, some of these that say pre-owned, they're from GameStop, of course. I got them in the buy two get one free, and they were about $4. So I was just stacking up games and getting them cheap. Dead or Alive 2. I've never really played this version.
I don't think that's Dead or Alive. I'm not sure though, because I actually picked that up also. It's like super common. I've seen a bunch of those
Really?
videos. I don't know what it is.
I thought it was Dead or Alive.
It's like some racing game, I think, or I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I haven't played it yet, but I picked up a copy, and I saw another copy during the summer.
You're right. I thought it was Dead or Alive. It is a racing game.
It's just some racing game.
I should be hit in the nutsack because of that. I can't believe I made that mistake. I'm sorry, guys.
That's alright, man.
I will make sure I pay for it tonight. But anyway.
I'm gonna make you do a marathon of Final Fantasy 15.
But anyway, yeah, it's a racing game. Sorry, guys. I thought it was Dead or Alive. I just opened the package right before this video. So, anyway, Risen 3. I haven't really played the Risen series. Now I got.
They're not that great. They're kind of subpar RPGs. But again, whatever. Whatever.
Again,
it's for,
I just got
cheap.
I just got Risen 1 and 2. I'm still waiting for it in the mail, and I got part 3. So I'm hoping to play through it because again, finding out. I don't know about you guys, but for me, getting a lot of these older games and now picking them up years later and playing through them, I'm really enjoying them, and I'm really having a deep appreciation for the games that came out even last gen, because there's not a lot of variety in this current gen market. There's just the AAA games and a lot of the games that have recently come out. There are some outliers like Spider-Man, Horizon Zero Dawn, God of War, and so forth. But for the most part, we kind of get the same rehash garbage every year. And even though
I think Spider-Man is a rehash, but that's a topic for another day.
But
It was still good though.
But it was still good. It's not. You can't compare it to like Star Wars Battlefront.
I wouldn't. That's true. You're right. But I wouldn't compare Spider-Man to Horizon Zero Dawn.
And you can definitely not compare it to Fallout 76, whatever that garbage was.
I don't know what that was, man.
But anyway, so I'm enjoying a lot of the old games. I just recently played Dead Space. I enjoyed it again. So I want to go back, and that's kind of like what I've been up to lately. Just enjoying some old games, enjoying the Switch, even some of the old Vita games. I don't know, for some reason, I've been really enjoying life lately.
Good, man. Gaming life is always awesome. Alright, so a couple games I picked up, part of the Black Friday. I'm still hesitant to keep some of these. Really 3 out of 4. First one being Grand Theft Auto 5. I just never got on the bandwagon for Grand Theft Auto 5. I was honestly waiting for it to be cheaper. This game does not go down. The cheapest it's been is $19.99, even before Black Friday, and that was recently. It just doesn't go down. I don't know, I kind of want to pick it up cheap. I'm not really interested in the online of it. I kind of just want to play through a story and just the whole world. So I may or may not keep that. I may wait for it to get cheaper. We'll see. This is another game, again a Ubisoft game, picked up $19.99. It looks interesting. I'm not a huge fan of the Assassin's Creed. I haven't played Assassin's Creed since the 360. I never even got through all of them. So it's one of those things that I'm interested in it because it looks cool, nice graphics. I like the Egyptian setting, but I may or may not keep it for $20. I would have preferred to pay like $10. You know what I mean? Then there's Dragon Quest 11.
Whatever you do, keep this one.
That's what I've heard, man. It's one of those things where I don't think I've beat a Dragon Quest game. It just hasn't been on my radar with all the other RPGs. I played through some of them, but not really something memorable. But this one, I've heard a lot of great things about it. It looks real nice. I like the cartoony element to it, the way they do the animations and stuff.
I do like it.
And I don't know.
I'll tell you, I'm waiting for it in the mail because I haven't really gotten to play it, but I've heard a lot of good stuff. I've seen some good walkthroughs, and I think I'm gonna really enjoy it. I don't like this company anymore, and because I don't know if you guys know, but sometimes when you load these games, you have this huge EULA that you have to go through, and it's a piece of shit, basically.
Yeah,
the bottom line,
people
it is.
Don't read it, but you know, it's very. How do you put this? It's basically they try to make money not just on your purchases, not just on DLC. They are literally making money on your information. And we're not getting into that right too much. We have to, but just know if you just take a quick second to look at what they're asking you, they're really taking all your data, and that's kind of unacceptable. I think they're already making money off what you're paying. Now they're gonna make money off your metadata. So whatever, it is what it is. But you know,
yeah, so
I don't like Bandai. Bandai Namco got it really bad at it.
Yeah,
that pissed me off about it.
I have kind of like stayed away from Bandai. but whatever. So I think it's gonna be a great game. Definitely, if you keep one out of these 4 games, this one will be the one.
Yeah, that probably will be the one. What is it? Street Fighter V Arcade Edition. That's the one. Another one that I'm kind of debating because this is probably one of the most disgusting. Again, Capcom is not the best company in the world. People forget all the nasty things that they're doing, and they really screwed people who bought Street Fighter V out in the beginning. They finally released everything. Oh, they apologized. Oh, they cried about it, but they still kept screwing you, and they're still doing that now with this arcade edition. It's not the full edition. I think it's so-called Season 1 and 2, but there's still another season coming out, and this is the game this is why I don't do fighting games anymore. It's got to be usually really good or a complete edition for me to get it, because I'm kind of tired of their business practices. But I picked it up for $12. I may or may not keep it. We'll see.
Come on.
How many games do you have left?
Zoom in. I've got a couple games. I think we can finish up.
I think we've been talking I didn't realize how long we've been talking.
Yeah.
Sorry guys, we've been talking for a while. Feel free to take a break and then come back. You know.
Yeah.
In fact, I'd like to hear from the community. It's been a while since we come back, so maybe we're too talkative because we're excited to be back and making YouTube videos.
Yeah, man.
So it's been too long.
We love you guys, man.
Yeah, let us know in the comments.
This tape. I love this backdrop. I love the games. I love it all.
Just let us know. Let us know in the comments. If this is too long, maybe better to split it up. You let us know.
Yeah, let us know if you want to split it up. If it's too long. If not, just sit tight, enjoy the ride, listen to us talk shit all the time, and if you want to take a shower, take a shit, whatever you want, and listen to us in the background. Anyway,
I was a little excited today.
Yeah, I'm excited, dude. It's been a while since I've actually felt this good. Anyway, moving on. Soul Calibur 4. Like Player One has said, I kind of moved away from fighting games because of a lot of the dirty practices. But I didn't have this game, and I want to give it a try. It doesn't say it here, but this is actually the version that brings, I think it's Yoda.
No, I think Yoda was an Xbox, and then the 360 was.
No, Darth Vader. Sorry,
Darth Vader.
It does bring Darth Vader.
Was that 4 though?
I think so.
Was it 4? Or was it the older one? Doesn't matter.
Whatever.
The point is, I didn't like that they used to do that, where like one console would get one character and the other console would get the other character.
But I also got Ninja Gaiden Z. I don't know how to pronounce the first name. Yaiba. But I've loved Ninja Gaiden. I think it's one of those games that kind of has fallen down the wayside, and I wish they would make another game. Though at the same time, I'm fearful when I hear companies making old titles like Spyro and stuff like that, because they end up, for the lack of better words, fucking shit up, and they end up actually doing dirty practices. So anyway, I love Ninja Gaiden. I used to play it on the old consoles, so I got it. I want to try it. Fairy Tail Fights. I know nothing about this game.
It's like I have it. It's like a little platformer killer thing. It's like cutesy, but then you're like cutting people into pieces. Guys.
I really don't know anything about the game, but I saw some of the images and the screenshots, and I needed a lot of games for the other games that I had for buy two get one free. So I chose this one. I hope it's good. If not, at the very least, it's a platformer, and I kind of enjoy platformers.
And it has split screen, so you can play it.
Yeah, that's always a cool thing.
Split screen. I don't know what they call it. Co-op.
So that's always a cool thing if I can get this to turn. So this is Final Fantasy. If I can turn it, whatever. Crystal Bearers. So I really don't know too much about this Final Fantasy because I kind of skipped Final Fantasy for a while because I was playing some other games. The last couple of Final Fantasies I played was 9, X, and X2. I kind of played a little bit of 13, but I really never got into the whole Lightning series. Definitely from there, it's been a hiatus. So,
I think that's a sequel to, is it Crystal Chronicles or something like that? I'm not quite sure. I think it's a sequel to something like that.
So I'll give it a try. It was actually very cheap, so I ended up getting it.
Cool.
So I've only got one more stash left. I guess we're gonna plow on through.
Yeah. Well, I'll put some of these too then.
Oh yeah, just fill it up.
I'll put some of these.
Fill it up.
I'm gonna put this one too. Alright, so just a couple more bites ago freeze. I picked up Virtua Fighter 5. I just never picked it up, so I picked it up. Battlefield 2. I never played Battlefield 2, and I saw a video. I was like, hey, this reminds me of the old school shooters. Not great, nothing special, but just kind of run through it. Maybe do a review for you guys. Which, by the way, if there's any game you want us to review, let me know. I'm gonna go back to start reviewing games again. And please, by the way, check out the other reviews that we have. See what you think. Any comments are greatly appreciated. So just kind of let me know. I really enjoy reviewing games. But back to this. I also picked up Dragon Quest 7, Etrian Odyssey 5, Yoshi's New Island, Under the Knife, Trauma Center 2, and Star Wars. Did I say Lethal Alliance?
Yep.
I don't know much about that. You played the blue girl, like that blue girl that was popular in the
Jedi.
No, she's not a Jedi, but she looks like that Jedi. Whatever, she's some blue girl and she has a blaster. I thought it was great, I just needed to get a game and I was like, whatever. Trauma, Under the Knife, those are interesting games where you're kind of like a paramedic or like a surgeon and you have to kind of survive. There's a little bit of a romance story. It's a silly, weird Japanese style game. Yoshi's Island, enough said. Yoshi's Island, never picked it up, it was cheap. Etrian Odyssey 5, same reason I picked up Etrian Odyssey 4. I like the Etrian Odyssey series, I never picked it up. And Dragon Quest 7, I never picked that game up either. I believe that's a remake. Or not, I don't remember. One of those are a remake. But, long story short, a little bit of Dragon Quest. So, little Dragon Quest never hurt anybody.
Never. So, I'm gonna hit you with, as you can tell, I really do like
yes.
portables.
You did good with the Vita.
Yep.
Oh man, this is some good
See,
ones.
there's one more game here. I'll just take it out of here because it's not that much.
Oh wow, very cool, man.
Yep. So
That's silent. Oh, I'm gonna play that.
yeah. So here I got Extreme Legends 8. The camera gets it.
Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah. So I like Dynasty Warriors. I know that they've gone down in. Well, they were never like the most amazing games, but if you've seen the last couple ones, especially the last one, which is a broken mess, it's a disgrace how much they've gone down. But
I will say, I like the thing that they've taken like licenses, like the Zelda one, the Berserk one, like the art. What is that? I forgot what it's called. Arslan. I like that they do that. They're not great games, but it's cool to kind of go through
but
seasons.
I think that they've gone down the Dynasty Warriors.
I agree.
Anyway, this is I picked it up for the Vita. Now, if you guys don't know, I have a Vita and I have a huge collection of Vita games. I love the Vita. I think the Vita was one of those systems that was underrated. Sony killed it off before it even needed to be killed off, and it could have been a very good competitor for the Switch, even till now, because they had a lot of RPGs and a lot of good games.
Yeah, it was RPG central, really.
Yeah,
especially portable.
And if they would have done a successor to the Vita, which I hear that they're not even interested in doing portable systems, so I think it would have been great. Its competition is always good, and having a Vita 3.0 or 2.0 would be awesome. But anyway, I got this game. I don't even know how to pronounce it. Utawarerumono. Yeah. Mask of Truth.
Mask of Truth.
So I got the two of them, the first and the second one. So I'm very interested in playing them. I've heard some good things. And like I said, it's a Vita game. If I could get every single Vita game, I would.
There are actually two games I've been wanting to pick up. They were out of stock when I tried looking for them.
Yeah.
I thought they were visual novels only.
No, they're not.
That's kind of what turned me off, because I don't tend to like visual novels. I like visual novels like Zero Time to Live. I don't like the ones where you're just like reading and there's nothing else to it.
You see, I have bought some that are visual novels, and I've actually enjoyed them, even though they're just on the Vita, and you're just sitting there and watching. It is kind of like a visual novel, but there's some gameplay elements.
Right? I saw like a video or something.
There is some gameplay elements that I saw.
Let me know how it is.
Now, Demon Gaze, I like the first one, and I can't wait to play the second one. I mean, I enjoyed it. It's a good dungeon crawler, and
kind of a simple game.
Yeah,
but it's cool.
It's not too fancy as far as you're not gonna.
Yeah, it's like the old school dungeon crawler, kind of like Shin Megami Tensei.
So it's fun. Reality Fighters. This was on the cheap. I haven't really played it. I kind of needed to complete a.
I think it's a poo-poo game.
Yeah, it's not.
Might
it's
as well
not
get
good,
it.
but
Yeah.
might as well. Silent Hill: Book of Memories is not a great Silent Hill,
I need to play it. Please let me borrow that, man.
but again, it's one of those Silent Hills that came out for the Vita, and I'm interested in playing it. I haven't really... Actually, like, I agree with Player One when he says that Silent Hill 1 and 2 were kind of like the best, and then from there on it went downhill. But it is
okay.
It is a Silent Hill game, and I can't wait to play it.
I want to play it too because again I never picked up those Silent Hills because they weren't that great, but I still kind of want to play them. It's kind of like the Resident Evil games. They have something about them in my childhood. I just like that atmosphere. That I'm not a big fan of like the run and hide kind of survival horror, or not even survival horror, like those horror games, kind of like Outlast. I'm more interested in a little bit of surviving, but also fighting back. I'm kind of more interested on this. So here's my last set. That's it. I already used those.
Oh, okay.
This is my last set. Picked up some pretty good 3DS and DS games. First, Zelda: Link Between Worlds. I actually have this in that 3DS that has a digital, but I wanted a physical copy of it. So
I
here
agree.
you go.
I mean, like I
think we have the same one.
Yeah.
That gold one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on there.
I have it too, and I've chosen to pick it up physical because you never know what happens, and these companies are so dirty that they could just one day not choose to. Look at what happened with Alan Wake. Alan Wake, you cannot get it anymore. Yeah. So
you don't want to, or you know what game I wanted to play? Something, not Sergeant Pepper, Peter, the one that we saw in the movie recently on Netflix where he fights it's like the comic book one.
I don't know.
Something Against the World about the fighting the 7 ex-girlfriends.
Yeah, you're talking about what's his name?
Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah,
Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Yeah,
I never played that game.
That actually is a game that was only sold digitally.
Yeah.
And then something happened, either the license ran out, and you cannot find it at all.
Yeah.
And you cannot even get it.
Yeah,
but
sad.
It's still out there, and it was a fun game. But it is what it is.
Yeah. All right. So I also picked up Okami. Then it's a sequel to Okami. I have not picked it up yet, but I want to pick up the HD version. I've been debating between picking it up or not because I think I want to play it on the Wii because I like it's something different. Now, after, years later, things like the Wii are kind of a cool little gimmick to play through a game. So I don't know, but that's the sequel. This is, I forgot what this game is. I can't read it from far. Rockets. Oh yeah, Dragon Crest Rocket Slime. It has to do with the little slimes. I don't know much about it. I think it's kind of like a platformer with the little blue slimes that are popular.
Yeah, and guys, when you see these prices, those are not the actual prices we paid for. We're cheap bastards, so we actually choose to stretch our dollar
as much as we can because look at everything we got. Even though it's deals, this is expensive. I'm gonna be eating ramen noodles for a while to kind of add stuff up. So it's kind of one of those things. Yeah. All right, so I got Kim Possible. Not a great game. I needed to just add a game to get the Bicycle free. It's a little platformer. I never watched the TV show, but I saw some videos about it. It looked kind of interesting, so I kind of picked it up. This game is when I've been dying to pick up Advance Wars: Days of Ruin. I'm a huge Advance Wars fan, but unfortunately, I never got to pick up some of the ones on the DS. Now, here's the really crappy part. I remember a Buy to Get One Free 2015, what is that, 3 years ago, and I was gonna pick this up. It was cheap. It was like 90-something cents, Buy to Get One Free. And there was some other game I really wanted for 90-something cents. And I was like, I'll pick this up later. It's a DS game. It's not going to go anywhere. Boom. This skyrockets, and this is the actual price, $14.99. And that's cheap. It had skyrocketed to 20-something 99 for years. And you can't find it anywhere. So I said, you know what? I'll get it, Buy to Get One Free. You get 3 of those games. That's $30 almost. Do the math. That's like $10 a game. Whatever. Want to pick it up. The Advance Wars series is actually really, really awesome. If you don't know about it, it's great. I would love to see a comeback, but it hasn't come back yet.
Yeah, just look at what they did to Command and Conquer.
Oh God, don't even get me started.
And Diablo. So you guys know what we're talking about.
But regardless, I kind of picked up. That's one I've been wanting to pick. It's been on my list for quite some time.
Yeah.
I guess. Wait. I got 2 more. I got 2 more things. Kind of silly things, but whatever. I'll show them. One is I got a skin for my Switch. Zelda skin. It was on the cheap. And I got a battery backup. Kind of a cheap battery backup from Walmart, but I wanted to get another one just to carry so when I have the Switch, because the Switch battery doesn't last all that long, especially if you're playing a high intense game. When I was playing through Xenoblade Chronicles, it was just eating the battery, so I got it for that. This is interesting. I didn't want to put a sticker on these little decals or whatever because, just some warning, they do ruin the controls. The Switch uses very, very cheap plastic, so if you use these kind of little decals and what are these called? It's the skins. They will ruin your Switch, but I don't really care. Let's be honest. I don't really care if it gets kind of like eaten up. And I have an extra pair of Joy-Cons that I got, so I figured, hey, I'll just put on the regular Joy-Cons and just have some Zelda action there. So there you go. Now I'm done.
Okay. So I guess this is it, guys. I hope you guys
Jeez,
enjoyed
how long
it.
was this video, dude?
It's long enough, man.
I think it's like 40 minutes. Man.
They don't mind. You guys don't mind. You guys love us.
I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so.
They're probably gonna put all the thumbs down.
Yeah, please don't put thumbs down. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah. And we're officially back. We will be releasing videos regularly as we can. The next video, I still have some stuff in the mail, but maybe I'll save that. I'll probably save that for like a Christmas pickups.
I don't know. You guys tell us. If you guys want us to make another video with everything else that came in the mail, or that's coming in the mail, please let us know and we'll be more than happy to make a video. If you guys want a review on any other games that you saw today, let us know in the comment section and we'll be more than happy to upload a video or review or even just gameplay. It's a community. We guys all like video games and we want to play them and have fun and talk shit. So let us know in the comment section. With that said, and I know you've been waiting for that comment.
There you go.
So with that said, this is
Player 1.
And this is Player 2. Happy Thanksgiving, guys.
Dude, Thanksgiving was like a week ago.
Yeah, but whatever.